a flash drive that's like that big that emits vape.
An electronic cigarette.
A Juul is a vaping instrument. It's a way of putting nasty little chemicals in your lungs.
I think worse because it has a small concentration of nicotine, but at the same time, you assume that it's not going to affect you, so you can vape a lot more than you can smoke. So people can go through a lot of vape in one day.
Well, a cigarette is worse, I would imagine, worse than a vape instrument. That being said, there hasn't been much research done yet on vaping instruments, so there's probably room for changing that opinion. But that's a little bit like saying, what's a better way to die, hanging or drowning? You're still dead.
I think it started off with like 2 or 3 people who actually like vaped because they enjoyed it, and now everyone's just doing it because it's cool.
I guess it starts off more as like an experiment, but then kind of people take it to a whole different level, and it's kind of just for like the social aspect.
I think it comes from 2 different reasons. I really do feel that some kids may have been smoking and now they do that, and some kids are, if they weren't smoking but they started with that they have a compulsion that they can't stop doing it. And I think they're wired, these things that they've invented and the vaping and things like that are all kind of put together to keep a person in the practice of doing it.
Probably maybe another 6 months or so, I don't know. I mean, once it kind of becomes like the norm, then that's when it doesn't seem cool. It was cool when like a couple of people had it and it was like, oh, you know, it's like, what's he doing over there? What's she doing? But like, you know, once it becomes pretty standard, then it kind of loses its, I guess, say charm.
I would like to think that it won't last very long, but I've been waiting 45 years for smoking to go away, and it's still here. So my guess is that unfortunately it probably will be around for a while.
The people have died from all the different cancers that smoking can cause in a person's body, or heart disease, or hardening of the arteries. So now there's a big push to almost get rid of cigarettes across the country with their availability. I don't think they're going to be able to accomplish that because I think the cigarette makers have too much money and too much clout. But I think this idea of vaping was someone's brilliant brainchild of, oh, we'll say you can vape and it doesn't have the harmful side effects of cigarettes. So will these people that are desperately trying to quit smoking but can't, if they start to vape, it's going to deliver the same kind of things to them. But then they'll vape and they'll buy the vaping devices and all the different liquids and all the different vape shops that have opened. It's an industry now.
Detention maybe a Saturday. Definitely, I think they should confiscate the Juuls, because then no one's gonna spend $60 every time they get caught.
It really doesn't matter to me whether it's vaping or whether it's using your phone or whether it's wearing your uniform skirt too short. To me, it's just a question of rules. You belong to an organization. You are therefore responsible for obeying the rules of that organization. Teachers have to obey rules, principals have to obey rules, students have to obey rules. You don't want to obey the rules of this school, you don't have to stay in the school.
Hi, my name is Mr. McWilliam, McWilliam. Vaping in school is against school policy, and the new policy is that you have to get drug tested. We send you out to a doctor and you get a urine test to see if there's marijuana in your Juul or marijuana in the vaping product. You also have to appear before discipline. I'm not sure that everybody understands that. If you're involved in vaping, you have to go get drug tested and then you appear before discipline. And then the discipline board decides what kind of consequences you get. I'm totally against vaping. I'm totally against smoking. I've had a couple people in my family die of cancer, and nicotine level in vaping is really high. It's addicting, and I think it's going to be damaging your lungs and damaging to your brain. And I'm not just making things up. I think there's research that says that.
So what, we get drunk, so what, we smoke weed, we're just having fun.